Good evening, all, and welcome back to the Weekend Hedge. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Sumit, and as always, I will be talking to you about some of the Forex pairs that I'm trading with my students at the Academy, and of course, the forecast for next week. So before I get started, I use TradingView as the main platform where I do my analysis. I really do my analysis on the daily time frame, then I look at making entries on lower time frames. Right, so starting with the currencies, looking at the major currencies here, which you can see here on the right side, the Swiss franc, of course, has been the currency that has been showing the maximum amount of strength. It's considered as a safe haven, of course. And I look at the graph here. There has been a fair bit of sideways movement since the middle of the year. It hasn't dropped off, so I would expect this to continue as we go ahead. But overall, you can see that the 50 moving average, which is the red line, it has been above the 200 moving average. So there is strength in this currency, and we would be looking at Swiss franc longs there. The Japanese yen has by far been the weakest currency, and it has been in an overall decline right from April. You can see that the RSI has been moving down gradually. It's been coming down, and I expect it to continue to do that. If I just draw a trend here or a trend line to see how it's been doing, let me do it right from there. So it's really been coming down, and I expect it to continue this way. It may have a bit of a movement upwards and go till the 50 moving average, after which it can it will probably be coming down again. So by looking at that, what we can say is that it may probably be a good idea to look at Japanese shorts, so looking into selling into the weakness of the Japanese yen. Right. Let's look at the dollar index itself. Overall, dollar is considered to be a safe haven. It's been it had reached its peaks in the beginning of the year, after which it has been coming down, but it has been moving up gradually since July or so. I just have to draw a regression channel. It has been moving up, but it's been ever so gradual. We do need to keep in mind that there is the interest rate decision coming up in December. So as such, that will decide the direction of the dollar. If it comes out to be a rate cut, that will weaken the dollar, and we can look at dollar shorts. At that point in time, I've just drawn a support line there. That's a place where it has gathered support in the past. But if the rates are not cut, we may see some dollar strength coming in. But for the moment, the dollar will probably continue to move in this channel till the interest rate decisions come out. Just looking at the RSI, really bang in the center, not going anywhere for the moment. So again, probably waiting for that interest rate decision to come out. Right, so let's move to the currency pairs that we are currently trading at the Academy, starting with the Australian US dollar. It's really been moving in this channel. It's really been sideways. You can probably argue that it's been in this downward channel, but it's I mean, the incline is really low, so it's still say that it's sideways. The RSI is pointing upwards at the moment, but it is in the center. So I would probably be looking at for it to continue in this channel. Probably be looking at shorts sometime there. So if we go to a lower time frame, would probably be looking at an indication for a sell there, maybe a bullish or a bearish engulfer, as we've seen in the previous two scenarios. So a bearish engulfer there, another one there, and maybe another one comes there, and we can probably look at selling it. And the RSI, of course, is at the top here, the 70 level. As it spikes down, when it spikes down, if it spikes down, we would be looking at entering a sell there. So that is the AUDUSD. Let's go to the EURGBP, which has been on an uptrend. So right from March onwards, it's been going up. There have been times where it has come back to its moving averages, and where it's been moving up and it's been kissing the 50-day moving average quite closely. I have to draw a channel to just see how it's been moving. So it's been moving in this channel. Would expect it to probably come down a little bit and then continue in this channel upwards. So if I just have to draw that, that is probably what it's going to continue to do. The RSI is in the middle, really around the 45 to 50 range. It's pointing upwards. So let's see how it continues. If it crosses over to the 50 side, crosses its moving average, and we get a buy signal there, we would be looking at entering a buy trade. And we can go down to the 4-hourly and check as well that it has been moving in this channel. We can probably make this channel a bit narrower there. Say, there we go. But if it's been respecting that, so we can probably expect it to continue to move up. Euro USD, going back to the daily time frame, it too has been it's been going up since March or so. It's become quite flat over the past couple of months. You can probably argue that it is in this channel, though it's not a great channel, but it's been moving in it until the interest rate decision comes out. It's probably going to continue in this channel. We can look at short-term short-term sells in it for it to continue in this channel, but not a great pair to trade at this point in time. Looking at the fact that the interest rate decisions are on the way. So go to the 4-hourly and see that if it continues to be in this channel, then we can look at a short to come in there, maybe a bearish engulfer to come in, and we can continue to make some profits there for the Euro USD. Right, moving to the USDCHF, two safe havens, two strong currencies there. Overall, the Swiss franc is very strong. There is support, which it has found here. So if I have to draw a support line, so there is support there. But overall, it has been kind of moving in this channel for a while. We could probably argue that it would continue to be in this channel till we get the interest rate decision coming out, but we can take look at taking a sell trade if we go to the lower time frame. So right about there, and once we are able to get a good entry, we would be looking at taking sells in this pair. Right, moving to the USDJPY, moving to the daily time frame. So the dollar is stronger against the yen. In fact, the yen is the weakest pair, weakest currency, as we talked about earlier. So we would be looking at selling into the yen weak performance. So it's been moving in this channel. Overall, we can expect the price to come down to its 50 moving average and then continue in its path upwards, and that. So yeah, these are the major pairs that we are trading at the moment at the Academy. Now, if you're interested in learning about the right points to enter, learning about the different chart patterns, and overall high probability strategies, check out the courses available at the Academy. Right, let's look at some of the other pairs that we are trading. So starting with Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin has been on the decline since, well, October the 7th, right? So it's been coming down. Now, if I'm now because it's overall it's it's a bullish pair. We're really looking at buying into the Bitcoin strength, and if we consider this to be a pullback, I would draw maybe a Fibonacci here from the lowest to the highest point. And what we see here is that this can be considered to be a retracement to the 0.786 level. It's bounced off it. We'll probably expect it to go to the 0.618, maybe even higher, and then maybe have a leg down. But just to keep in mind that it is BTC against the US dollar. So the interest rate decision comes out in early December will make an impact on this pair. So for the moment, waiting for the right entry. This was actually a good point to enter as it was bouncing off Fibonacci level. But overall, the trend is still weak. So I would want to wait and see how this pans out. I really look at entering buys once you see the strength in the pair. Right, so let's keep moving forward. The S&P 500 is bullish as ever. There was this pullback that happened over the past week or so, but it found support at this level, 6,500, where it had taken support earlier, and it's really bounced off it. So more upside to come, and it's really the American economy which we're trading on here. So it will keep going up. I just heard that there is a new company that's being added to the S&P. So that's the idea, right? That the best companies are there in the index. So the ones that are not performing, they kind of get relegated, as in football, and a better company comes in. So you're always looking at buying into these big indices. Oil has been weak for the past many months now. We can probably look at drawing a trend right from that level till here, and it's been on the decline, right? So we had a few spikes in between, and it both on the downward side and the upward side, but it's really been going down. The RSI has been pointing downward. It's been moving lower and lower. Would probably expect the same to continue. We may get a spike or two coming in, but I would expect this price to continue downwards. Be looking at sells in oil. If I go to a lower time frame, you can see that it's really been in the center. We can look at drawing a trend line like that to say that it is in this channel within a channel, if I may say. So that is a bearish engulfer. So you can probably look at a sell there and look for more downside. And the RSI has just crossed over below 50. It's also crossed as moving average. So this is probably a good sell trade, which is in the making. Let's go to gold. Gold has been on a big bull run since last year, and it has just been going really, really well. That's XAUUSD. So that is the time. In fact, 2023, end of 2023 is when the bull run really started, and it's been going very well. There was a recent pullback that happened in October. it really brought it down to its 50 EMA. It hasn't touched the 50 EMA and it's taking off again. The RSI is pointing upwards. It crossed its moving average as well. So gold is definitely a buy. Just to keep in mind that when I move to a higher time frame like the monthly, it's very, very overbought right now. It can continue to be overbought because RSI can continue to be over 70 for a long time. But just keep that in mind that the 50 EMA is what it's been working with. It's been moving along it, and it would look at converging with it. So whether the 50 EMA catches with the price or the price catches with the 50 EMA, whichever way, the two would come closer to each other. Right, so that brings me to the end of the analysis for this week. If you like the analysis, do give a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're keen on mastering these techniques, check out the trading courses on the website. There are, of course, one-on-one classroom sessions that are available, and you will practice with me till you are fully confident. Right? So thanks very much, and I will see you next week. Cheers.